Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Talk Podcast. Today, a bit of a different topic, perspective. Definitely still has to do with dating, relationship, and all these good and fun stuff. This video, I don't even know how I found it, but it says, "Do the Germans prefer dating foreigners?" Interesting questions. I would have thought, do the Germans prefer dating themselves, which are also Germans? Let's see what this clip is about and what people potentially could learn. If anyone out there is seeking to date German, this could be for you.
So I have to really take care what I say now because I have a German girlfriend.
Most German guys would just want somebody like Helga Hoffmann, good German girl from a good house.
I think for the long term, I would prefer.
Would you prefer to date someone from Germany or from another culture?
So first of all, I think they're just interviewing random people altogether. I'm not sure they're actually trying to find out, are you German? Are you born German? Are your parents German? I think they're considering everyone German who is in Germany. So they're just asking different people, even if they're not German, by DNA or whatever, who grew up there, who have maybe half German and half other family members, but they live in Germany.
So I have to really take care what I say now because I have a German girlfriend. From this point on, I can only lose.
Foreigner. I'm half German, half Iranian, and culturally in Iran we're much warmer, much more welcoming, much more passionate.
I think I would for sure rather date a foreigner than a German.
Boah, mir egal.
You don't care.
Yeah.
It's not important.
No.
I think from Germany because my English is not that good, and I
He's like, better be safe.
think it's easier for me also. I think, yeah.
You prefer someone from here.
Yeah.
I'm dating someone from Spain currently, and my previous partner was also outside of Germany.
Is there a reason for that, or was it just by accident? Kind of fell into it.
I would say by accident.
Definitely from another country. Definitely from another country. Definitely from another country.
Definitely. Why?
Definitely.
Why definitely?
Because I dated everybody in Germany.
You're out of
Okay, who is this man who has dated everybody in Germany?
Options. On the one side, I would definitely also date someone from somewhere else, but it depends role the culture plays also on a daily basis. I feel much more comfortable also with people from different countries in Germany because they're way more like open and friendly, and that's something I really miss in Germany. But I'm not sure because it's still a different culture and maybe you just have different ideas of life in general.
I think for the long term, I would prefer German because until now I can connect with them better. But maybe for dating or just to have fun every.
So obviously this guy, this is not mean. This is actually beautiful when people can be very honest and just, share their perspective. This is not judging. And I personally don't think there's anything bad being said, but make this clear. He, for example, would rather take someone out of his country, his culture for long-term, real commitment, right? Future. But when he's thinking, just have fun, let's try something different, he doesn't mind doing that with foreign girls, okay?
Every other nation is also fine. As in my opinion, it depends on the country, but rather people from Germany.
I'm not really attracted to people from my hometown. I don't know. Why is that? Yeah.
That's very specific.
I would rather date a German just because of those cultural differences, because I also have some experience.
And that is very valid. I actually, am I sharing this experience? Maybe not yet, but very valid. There are cultural differences. And if it has nothing to do with, oh, I don't like the other culture, but it's your choice if you rather choose someone from your culture because of the similarities that make things easier, the language, food, family dynamics, whatever the case may be. And some people,
That's very specific.
I would rather date a German just because of those cultural differences, because I also have some experience, because I don't think I have ever dated a German.
So she has some experience with foreign people. Maybe that's why she wouldn't do it again. Maybe not the nicest experiences. We don't know. But she's actually never had an experience with a German person. So she's basing her lack of words, negative experience with the foreign guys that she shows so far, that she's thinking maybe it's better for me to stick with my own, which is also perfectly fine.
For me, it doesn't matter actually. I think cultural differences can be nice as long as you understand each other.
Well, I would say so too.
So far it's close to equal. More and more people are actually, saying they don't mind. And I think people, they mean it in a kind way, that they actually don't care and they don't mind. It wouldn't bother them, and especially who's gonna say stuff in front of a camera like, of course I'm totally against foreigners and I don't want anything to do with them. I don't know, not many people would react that way. So let's take it for face value and say many people so far are actually open to date someone outside their culture, which is non-German. And I think that's sweet. But I also think many people who say that haven't really thought about it deeply enough. Haven't really thought about it in terms of long term commitment. Haven't really thought about it in terms of family dynamics. How are we going to raise the children? Where do we see ourselves in XYZ years? Doing what? So, altogether, I think most people come from a kind place, and of course, they don't mind, right? It's just another human until they start digging deeper. I could be wrong, but yeah.
It doesn't really matter if I like someone. I like someone. It doesn't matter if the person's from Germany or not.
Have you ever dated someone from another?
But you guys know how I get it, and I agree. If you like someone, you like someone. But what if you suddenly learn you don't like how they go about things? You don't like their cooking. It's irritating. You don't like the smell. You don't like how their family dynamics is, because they are so much closer to family and need to see their family every 2 weeks, and you see your family only on Easter and Christmas. How is that going to affect the relationship dynamic? Expectations on finance, who's covering what, who's supporting what. So I get it. In general, you don't mind. People don't mind. People fall in love with what they see, the person that's in front of them, the beauty that's in front of them, and don't really think about all these other tiny, potentially uncomfortable settings.
For me, not.
Dating here is super, super, super hard as a foreigner. And what I'm going to say is not going to be popular whatsoever. I think German guys just don't want to.
So I've actually recorded this beforehand, but something happened to the audio. My mom popped in for a second. And I was asking her, I was like, hey, what do you think about this? Do Germans only date Germans, or do they date foreigners? So she had to think for a minute, and she's like, obviously you cannot generalize this largely, but what she thinks is that German men are also open to dating foreigners when they are younger. When they are younger, they are dating foreigners for fun. But when they are younger, and actually in the younger years, early 20s, early 30s, seeking commitment, marriage, they would actually marry their own. When it's fun and experience, they would go for foreign girls. They don't mind. But when it's serious within these younger years that they have, they want to present someone that is within their culture. Also, she added, obviously, that's not always the case, can be true sometimes. It's the older German men, 50s and up, who could potentially see themselves marrying a foreign woman, but not necessarily when they're younger. I don't know, you guys take it or leave it, or share your opinion to this, or any experience you have would be very interesting.
Date foreign girls, and even more unpopular thought, girls are like my color and a bit darker. I mean, of course you're gonna find those who met abroad, or those who have like specific fetish like Asian or Latina or whatever.
We're not going to pretend that that doesn't exist. Should I say it? Obviously it's not everyone, but we all do know that there's this thing amongst German older men who like to travel to Asian countries to have a little fun and whatnot, or get married over there, which is fine. People should meet whoever they want to meet, but cannot pretend that it's somewhat, it's noticeable. Yeah, let's put it that way.
But I think most German guys would just want somebody like Helga Hoffmann, good German girl from a good house. They can bring over to their parents or whatever. And if they're bringing me, is like, who is that? You know, the foreigner. I ever barely managed to get to a second date, like in my 5 years here. Yes. And I talked to a lot of girls about it. It's just like they will spend some time with you, but at that time they're gonna.
So obviously this is an individual experience. I don't think we can take all these comments from all these people and, take it as a fact. Please, also my comment. They were just, trying to see where this could go. This is not a fact, and this does not apply to all German men or German women. Okay, these are individual experiences, and some of those things can someone else could relate to it. Someone could be like, yes, I've actually experienced that, while someone else would be like, no, that is not true. German men, they flock to me, right? Who knows?
Gonna be looking for Helga Hoffmann. I think like Germans are very, very careful with everything they do, and finding a partner it's a very, very important decision in your life. And being with a foreigner, it's always a bit risky.
I would prefer to date someone like more outside of Germany, to be honest, because I think those people are usually more
I would have loved her to elaborate on what she means with risky. What does that mean? Where's the risk coming from, or risking what? That would be so interesting.
With Germans, it's like staying in my comfort zone, and I like to leave the comfort zone.
I hope my ex-wife doesn't see this. I met her and I was about going to Thailand for half a year, and she said, "Oh, I'm coming with you," and yeah. And so she quit her job.
Yeah, was Teresa's.
Came with me to Thailand. We spent some time in Thailand. She got pregnant, and then she turned into this typical German. Like, I need to have a place. I need to have security.
Okay, so I've already watched this, right? Something happened to the audio, unfortunately, so I'm trying to do my best to do it again. I don't think this has anything to do with her turning back into being this typical German. No, I'm claiming that most women, almost every woman, would put that expectation on you. She's now pregnant, expecting a baby. She's much, much more vulnerable than any other time in her life. That child could be at risk if they don't have proper care, safety, a home, warmth. So I think this has nothing to do with her going back into her stiff German manner. No, this is just her being a normal minded woman who would like to create some kind of safety and security for her child. So I think a black woman, an Asian woman, any other woman would come up with that expectation saying, okay, look, we've been doing this traveling and Airbnb and camping or whatever you guys were up to. We've been doing it. It's all fun, but now I'm pregnant and we need to protect this baby. This baby needs stability. This baby needs a home. Every woman, almost every woman, like women with their right mind would think like that.
Everything, yeah. But she was a lovely person, by the way, Yvonne.
So the person has to fit from you, not the country. Ja, manchmal ist es schwierig, wenn die Kultur dann doch so unterschiedlich ist, dass man sich dann nicht so versteht und dadurch dann Missverständnisse einfach entstehen. Und das kann dann manchmal zu unnötigen Stress führen untereinander. Und ja, aber generell, wenn man...
He's not lying. I hope you guys can read what is being translated. But he's basically saying, of course, I don't have an issue with that. I'm not trying to date the country, but the person. But at the same time, being very honest, if there's such a vast difference, it can become complicated. You can create misunderstandings where actually it should be easygoing.
Dann drüber spricht und dem anderen erklärt, wie es gemeint ist, dann und man sich dann besser kennenlernt, dann ist irgendwann kein Problem mehr.
Can someone translate?
I don't care where the person's from. I'm dating in Australia.
I've actually had to hear something similar, the confrontation about cultural differences. As I said, I'm not really into sharing personal business. I'm thinking of maybe this could be an episode where other people can learn from, because looking back, I definitely learned something, right? I could have seen something or just hints earlier, who knows? But yeah, people need to be aware there are cultural differences. Some take them more serious, some are more relaxed and chill or adaptive, that they don't mind. Some are willing to join into your culture. Some are not. Like, people need to be aware of this. It's not just, oh my God, I like her, we speak both German, but I'm going to pretend not to care about where she's from or where he's from. And they're, especially when it comes to family dynamics, finances, raising the children, where we're going to live, and even how your social programming is, can be so different in current can turn to be an issue. God, my English today is full trash.
Alien girls. So.
What cultures do you tend to gravitate towards?
Southern European or Latin American.
So I can tell you're missing the passion.
Yeah, like the friendliness, the openness, the passion.
Mexican girls, I like them very much because they are very excited. They spread some enjoyment of life. And that's something I really enjoyed when I was there.
Quite like Spanish. I've been speaking it for a long time. So Spanish speaking, be that Spain or South America. I think because it's the opposite of what the German culture is like. They're more spontaneous, they're open-minded, they're easy to talk to. Spaniards are always very easy to talk to. So that's kind of a balancing of my Germanness.
I think sometimes the Germans are a little bit too desperate. I don't know if it's the right word. They should enjoy more the normal day and the sunshine and
sunshine reggae
and anything else.
I think it's like a bit easier to date a German girl because you don't have cultural differences and also it's much easier to communicate. But I really
think about it. They think the same. They speak the same language. They have the same cuisine. They most likely going to have similar family dynamics. They don't need to argue too much about finances because in most German ways, it's already I cover my stuff, you cover your stuff. So it's going to be easy going.
I like the Spanish and Latin American culture because they're more open-hearted.
I definitely met some interesting girls in Canada.
Why are you laughing?
I would definitely like to date a Japanese girl.
A Japanese? Why?
Japanese! Because they are so funny and they are so tiny.
The silence is for you guys to think whatever you want to think.
It's racist? No.
We're gonna get cancelled.
No.
Also mein Freund ist Ausländer. Die heiraten natürlich früher, weil dann die Kennenlernphase beginnt bei denen, also man verlobt sich, dann lernt man sich kennen und dann während der Verlobung lernt man sich kennen und dann heiratet man. So, und bei uns lernt man sich kennen, dann verlobt man sich und dann heiratet man. Ja.
What was the biggest cultural difference between Spain and Germany?
It's a lot.
I say it's directly what I think, and the Spanish people, no, for Spanish people, it's sometimes rude.
Okay, guys. I think I will have to leave it at that. There's still so much more around this clip. I will tag the YouTube channel so you guys can take a look without my commenting if you're interested. But I would like to know, people who are in Germany, who have lived in Germany, whatever the case may be, what is your opinion to this? Have you ever experienced dating life in Germany, dating German people? Was it a blissful, positive experience? Was it difficult? You didn't even care to figure out because you're sticking to your kind. Sounds funny, I know, but you're sticking to your culture. Whatever experience you guys have or like to share, please feel free, join in the comment section. Bye.